The fish must have been as surprised as the boy was. It barely put up any kind of a fight and was much easier to land than the last one, despite being bigger. Much, much bigger. The boy heaved it aboard. The bear took it from him, which was a relief, and held it up. They both looked at it with admiration and hunger. It's huge, said the boy. Yes, said the bear. It's a beauty. Shall I get the stove and the pan out? Said the boy, scuttling off to the front of the boat. Well, said the bear, thwack. We could cook this one, or. The boy stopped in his tracks and felt the uneasy rocking of the boat beneath his feet as he looked back at the bear. Or what? He said. Were you thinking of having it stuffed and hung over your fireplace instead? I don't have a fireplace, said the bear, missing the boy's sarcasm. But what I was thinking was, if using a little fish as bait caught us a big fish. The boy could see where this was going, which admittedly made a pleasant change from everything else recently, and he didn't like it. Oh no, he said. Then if we use a big fish as bait, said the bear, carrying on regardless. No, 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 said the boy. We could catch a really, really big fish, which would keep us going for days, said the bear. I don't think the line could take the weight of anything much bigger, though, said the boy. Or the rod, or my arms, for that matter. Hmm, said the bear. He put the big fish down and picked up the rod. He looked at the line. He looked at the rod, flexing it thoughtfully. He glanced briefly at the boy's arms. You're right, he said at last. The boy brightened. We can't use the rod, said the bear. So we'll need different tactics. Pass me the toolbox, will you? The blue one, just by your feet there. The toolbox wasn't that easy to get at. Clearly, it hadn't seen much use recently, as it was covered in and surrounded by all sorts of other odds and bobs and bits and ends. The boy dug his way in and extracted it and lifted it onto the centre seat. The bear opened it up. The boy peered in. It was a big box with a large number of different sized compartments that opened up and spread out as the box itself was opened. All of them were empty except for the biggest section at the very bottom, in which was a large wooden mallet. Is that it? Said the boy. All the tools I've ever needed, said the bear contentedly, lifting the mallet from the box with one paw and tapping it heftily into the other, and gazing off into the distance and the past. Used to work wonders on the engine. Harriet used to have an engine? Yes, said the bear. Briefly. He looked thoughtfully down at the mallet. They don't build them like they used to, you know. They really don't. A moment passed. But what's that got to do with fishing? Said the boy, pointing at the mallet. Well, said the bear, like you said, the rod and the line wouldn't take the weight of the kind of fish we're after now, so. He stood at the back of the boat and held the fish out over the water in his left paw. In his right paw, he gripped the mallet behind his back, poised and ready to swing. See, said the bear. The really big fish jumps out of the water to eat the quite big fish, and then pow! He waggled the mallet. Pow, said the boy. That's right. Pow! Then we'll have food for a week at least, I reckon. Brilliant, isn't it? The boy didn't think it was brilliant. He told the bear this quite clearly and politely, and then not quite so politely, and then really very rudely. He strongly suggested that they cook and eat the fish they got right now. The bear was having none of it. It's the captain's decision to make, he said, tapping his captain's hat, not quite as lightly as intended, with the mallet for emphasis. Long-term planning, that's the thing, he huffed. That's what captaincy's all about. But I wouldn't expect you to understand. The boy rolled his eyes, but decided not to argue any further.